temporarily paralyzed after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Welcome into News 2 at 4. I'm Erica Francis.
Hey everyone, on a Monday, I'm Eric Egan, and as we track the vaccine rollout in Tennessee, new details on this story. An alarming report from a Nashville woman who says she lost movement in her legs less than 24 hours after getting her second dose of the Pfizer vaccine. She's sharing her story with News 2's Alex Dennis so others are aware of the warning signs.
Brandy Parker McFadden sits in her Vanderbilt hospital bed, unable to stand.
Our youngest is like, are you ever going to walk again? And so, we just reassure him this is extremely rare.
The mother of 3 received her second Pfizer COVID shot April 16th. Hours later, an unusual sensation started in her legs.
Then it turned into, I had a horrible neck pain, and it just kept getting worse and worse.
Her husband, James, knew something was terribly wrong.
She was screaming in pain, whereas she is one that is pretty stoic. That's what created the sense of urgency.
James rushed Brandy to the emergency room at Vanderbilt, and then the unimaginable.
I woke up and I was like, I can't move my arms, I can't move my legs. And so he's freaking out. The doctors are panicking.
I'm holding her hand, and her hand is limp throughout the whole thing while she's screaming in pain. And, when the test results are all coming back negative.
10 days later, Brandy is able to move her arms and wiggle her toes. She will now undergo intensive physical therapy, hoping to walk again.
I'm going to fight. I'm a fighter.
Brandy is no stranger to showing strength when faced with adversity. She's turned her diagnosis of epilepsy into a nonprofit called My Epilepsy Story. She regularly advocates for women's health issues and awareness and support for doctors, which is why she feels sharing this experience is crucial.
It's a very rare thing to happen. However, we need to report those rare things because otherwise we won't have any trust. We won't have trust in the medical field.
While a formal investigation hasn't started into Brandy's possible reaction, her medical records read in part. All of these symptoms are temporarily related to the COVID vaccine, raising concern for a vaccine reaction which has been reported for investigation. Brandy wants to be very clear. She isn't saying don't get your vaccine. She wants people to be aware of the signs and speak up if they don't feel well.
If you're hesitant, call your doctor. Talk to your doctor because it is extremely rare.
Alex Dennis, News 2.
Okay, we reached out to Pfizer for a comment. The company released the following statement that reads here in part. Pfizer is closely monitoring all adverse events potentially associated to the vaccine. At this time, our ongoing review has not identified any safety signals with paralysis to date. More than 200 million people around the world have been vaccinated with our vaccine. It is important to note that serious adverse events that are unrelated to the vaccine are unfortunately likely to occur at a similar rate as they would in the general population.
Meantime, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will be used again in Nashville starting tomorrow. The single-dose COVID-19 vaccine was put on pause a week and a half ago because of a handful of people out of the millions who received it suffered from blood clots. It will be available at the drive-through vaccine clinic at the old Kmart in Antioch tomorrow. You will have a choice between the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and the Pfizer 2-dose vaccine. If you choose the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, you will be given a warning about the small risk for those blood clots.